Hey everyone, I just want to give a quick little tutorial on how to use Planbook and how to create a Planbook template. Just in case, because we had Christmas break or any break at this point, that you have forgotten how. So right now you're currently looking at Spring 2020 lesson plans for Intro to College Writing. So we're going to start off with the very basics. How do I put in a lesson plan? Actually, we're going to start with a template. So in order to make a new template, go to your upper right-hand corner where it says Go To. And you're going to click on Templates. When you want to create a new template, it's especially useful if you don't want to have to constantly copy in the template for the entire semester. So we're going to make just a little template so you can see how to do that. So we click on Add Template. Now you want to give your template a name. So I'm going to call this English 1 Honors. Now, for it to appear, you need to mark it as a favorite. Now, some of you may not have all of these fancy bells and whistles where it's the objective, the lesson, the differentiation, the homework. That's fine. So what you want to do in the template is essentially just the bare bones minimum of what you're going to need in order to create a good lesson plan so that we can see what you're doing in class that day, plus know how it connects to your standards. Remember, we always start from the standards. So for the objective, you might want to type in, I also can't spell sometimes, essential question, then the objective. Remember, we're only typing in what we need each day. Obviously, the essential question will change. Obviously, the learning objective will change. You just want that bare bones approach to your template. So then we can go to the activities. We can put activity 1. This could also be called your entry event. And what we're going to do is anytime you essentially see this portion, if you use it for a specific class, it will show up for that class. So we're going to have activity 1, standards. We'll say this is a short class. It's 45 minutes. Activity 2, standards. We're not filling in anything here. This is just the template or our outline so that we can go back and actually work within this in Planbook. So I'm also going to go to my standards. Now, for your template, got an itch. For your template, you don't necessarily need to put in standards, but if you're going to have specific standards that you're going to teach every single day, then you might want to add these here just so they're in the template. So for example, I might put using digital tools and resources to publish writing and to interact and collaborate with others. So I might check that particular box. Or if I know that I'm always going to be teaching writing and arguments, I might check that one. And what that does is it adds the standards, and it will add the standards to your template. You can also delete them as you go. There's different tabs that you can also add, but in order to actually save it, you want to click the check mark. And there I have English 1 Honors. So now I'm going to go to plans. So obviously I've already created a template, and what I have is exactly what I try to show y'all. We have a driving question, learning targets. All of this is created from a template. So I'm going to create a new class. I'm going to go to classes. Just going to add a class. We're going to call it English 1. So I have this English 1 class. And now I can go to my templates. And as you can see, I've favorited this template. Now I can add a class for that. So I can add English 1. I want it every day. And it's going to go right there. So now I can go back to plans. And you will see at the very bottom, I've added this class. So it has all of my standards that I added, plus it will allow me to work within this parameter that I've created. So let's edit an individual lesson. So I'm going to click on the downwards facing arrow, and I'm going to go to Edit Lesson. And as you can see, it comes up with exactly what I need in order to edit my lesson. So I've got my objective statement, I have my lesson, and anything I type here will only be saved for that day. So let's say my entry event, I want to have them read silently for 10 minutes. So if I click the check, which is a good idea because sometimes, it has happened to me many times, I have not clicked the check mark, the computer does something, Chrome shuts down, and then all is lost. I have to retype it. It is not fun. So you see it's only on that one day. If you want something every single day, put it in the template. If you want to be able to edit it every single day, you want to put it in the lesson plan. So we're going to go back to edits. So you have the lesson that you can type in. You can also add more standards. So let's say I'm teaching, got a lot of writing here, which is great, but I want to teach speaking and listening. I can then click the standards that I want for that day. And it only adds those standards to that day. So maybe I'm doing a presentation and I want to talk to them about how to present, then those standards would be applicable. So let's look at some of the other features after you have actually created a template, put in your lesson plan. Obviously, edit lesson is really important. Lock lesson date, I have not used. This would be if you're having a specific holiday themed or a theme day and you will not move that lesson. So if you shift lessons around, that one won't move. You can move the lesson. You can copy the entire lesson. So sometimes it's helpful if you're going to do another lesson the next day and it's going to have a couple of the same activities. This might be a helpful tool for you. Paste, so obviously copy and paste. Bump forward moves the lesson forward. Bump backwards moves the lesson backwards. Two portions I want you to look at specifically is extend lesson. We all know things happen. Things break. We have a snow day, a hurricane day, an assembly, and you may not get to that lesson that day. That's fine. Just click extend lesson. You could also, if you're not going to put your standards in the template, you could also extend standards. If you're going to be teaching those standards, say all week, you can choose how many days you extend those standards. You can also delete a lesson. It will then go and revert back to, so we're just going to delete my very minimal lesson. I'm going to pick do not shift lessons. It's loading. Here we go. And then it deletes the lesson, but it does not delete the actual template. So no class days. If we don't have class for a reason, you can put that in. You can remove it. If you did not want to apply the template to every single day, you could click apply template. If you want to remove the template, I don't know why you would, but you can. You can click remove template. If you have any other questions about how to use Planbook, I will be more than happy to help you. Just set up a time and I will help you with the Planbook.